All right. Live. Okay, I am. Sweet. Okay. So, this is going to be a really short stream. This is actually pertaining to Coach Red Pill, from now on known as Coach Red Wings. Uh, so yeah, this dumbass motherfucker, in addition to giving some of the worst advice to any MGTOWs or anyone in the quote unquote manosphere that I have ever fucking heard, decided he was going to go out and try to do a smear campaign against Sargon of Akkad, trying to pick a fight with someone much bigger and more respected than him. Uh, Now, I've seen some videos of his in the past where he said, he was bullied in high school and all that sort of thing. To be completely and totally honest, I fully understand why. He seems like that type of guy that when he was younger, he thought because he was, well, at least he perceived himself as smarter, more intelligent, whatever, whatnot. He would go out and figure he could say anything to anyone and not have any consequence. If you couldn't tell by my tone here, I have absolutely no respect for this motherfucker. I at least have some respect for Sargon of Akkad because at least he's fairly consistent in shit. Sargon has his flaws, but the thing is he's typically pretty honest about those flaws. However, Coach Red Wings, on the other hand, this guy is a motherfucking piece of shit. He pulls conjecture out of his ass. He even admits that the evidence that his idea of, I guess, convictable in the public opinion standard of evidence is very low. Absolutely hate this motherfucker. This is the same motherfucker. I actually did a live stream on a video that he did a while back. I actually did a live stream discussing one of his videos. This is the same motherfucker that was telling guys that MGTOW is for your younger life, but when you get older, you should go back to conservatism, basically. This guy is a worthless piece of shit. He is the antithesis to MGTOW. He is the antithesis to Red Pill. This guy believes in using nothing but circumstantial evidence, even when there's solid evidence that contradicts it. This guy is not an intellectual. Period. End of story. Hell, I'm more of an intellectual than this motherfucker, and I'm as dumb as a fucking rock. But the fact of the matter is this fucking waste of space, this waste of oxygen, this waste of carbon is sitting here and actively trying to appear to be right when he's blatantly in the wrong. I absolutely cannot stand that about someone. I understand that admitting that you're wrong is difficult. I get it. I understand it. But the thing is that's not all that's at play here. This motherfucker is feeling threatened. Some people looked into him, looking up his credentials and so on and so forth. I don't see a problem with that, especially since your credentials are considered public knowledge. And I don't see a reason to not vet someone. Me, I've been open about my quote-unquote expertise in this. A lot of my expertise comes from observing other people, from my plethora of schooling that I've had. But I'm also come out and said, I don't have a fucking degree. Why did I feel the need to come out and say that? Because the fact of the matter is I don't want someone to sit there and come in later on, look me up, and say, oh, well, he never finished any of these programs. No shit, Sherlock. Never claimed to. In fact, I've come out and said I haven't. Like with nursing, I quit the program. There were some circumstances that played into that. Yes, some bad timing situations. But the thing is in all honesty, I lost the drive to go into nursing because I saw the direction it was heading, and I didn't want to go into that. Yes, the field has a lot of growth, but the thing is it would be exceedingly risky for me. And less than a year later, all of a sudden, those fears came into reality. I saw where it was going. And I was like, yeah, no, peace, I'm out. I'm done wasting money on this. Not just money, but effort as well. But Coach Red Wings, on the other hand, is one of those people, he thinks that he knows it all. He doesn't. This guy has jack shit fuck all for knowledge. He has jack shit fuck all for evidence to support his theories. He has jack shit fuck all when it comes to arguing skill. And I love the fact that Sargon is actually fighting back against this piece of shit. Quite frankly, I think everyone in the MGTOW community needs to call this motherfucker out. Because this motherfucker is causing so much fucking damage, and he's making us look bad by proxy. This guy's about as red-pilled as Hillary Clinton. I absolutely fucking despise people like that. And I know that this is, Christmas Eve and all that, and I should be positive and all that sort of shit, but this sort of thing pisses me the fuck off, and I had to come out and I had to say this. Because this pile of shit is sitting there and doing everything that he can to undermine the idea of Red Pill. He's spreading false information that's based off of nothing but feelings and suspicions. That isn't what being Red Pill is about. Red Pill is looking at the world and seeing it for what it really is. It's seeking truth. No matter how uncomfortable that truth is. This motherfucker isn't doing that. And then he has the sheer audacity to claim that others are using SJW tactics. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you serious? Now, at this point, everyone needs to sit here and start making videos about this motherfucker. Just ripping his arguments apart. With logic and with reason. Obviously, I'm not the one to do that. A lot of people don't come to me for logic and reason. Some people say that they do, and fair enough, alright, whatever. There is that on this channel. But me as an individual, I can't look at someone like this and come at them with logic and reason, because logic and reason isn't a part of their little universe. But like I said earlier in the stream, I can understand why this guy was bullied in high school. He was probably one of those ones that talked a whole bunch of fucking shit to guys that were 2 or 3 times bigger than him, that were a whole lot meaner than him, and that actually had the balls to stand up for themselves and their friends. Unlike this fucking snake. This is the type of guy that, and I guarantee this is the type of guy, when he was in high school, when people saw him getting his ass beat, I guarantee you just about everyone, including the nerds, were sitting there and cheering on the person beating the living shit out of him. This guy was probably one of the most hated people in any school he ever went to. Now, I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I can tell you from what I've seen of this motherfucker, I can tell you this. The guy is a brown noser. He's a two-faced snake. He's as disingenuous as they come. And he deserves absolutely no trust and absolutely no respect whatsoever, period, end of story. Coach Red Wings is the person that anyone in the Red Pill community, whether you be MGTOW or just, like, I guess a skeptic or whatever you want to call yourself, he is the one you should avoid. I'm sure there are others out there that are just like him that aren't making as many waves. But right now, this guy is the target of the public eye because he placed himself there. Hey, Papa MGTOW. Hey, Mexican. How's it going? I am so sick and tired of these people saying that they're red pill and then spout this fucking trad cuck bullshit. But only once you are a prime target. That was strike one for him with me. Strike two with him is he brown noses. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And then strike three is him actively misrepresenting situations to try to prove himself right when he is blatantly in the wrong, when all the facts show that he is wrong. Now, I know I typically don't go so viciously after someone, but this motherfucker earned it. He is the epitome of the issues that the red pill community has. Anyone who sits there and says that honesty is a tactic, not a principle, they don't deserve the time of day. Honesty needs to be your primary guiding principle. If you cannot be known as honest, then you aren't worth the air that you breathe. Hey, Bullet, how's it going? Merry Christmas, bro. But the fact of the matter is at this point, I understand why this motherfucker's numbers are dropping. He's proven to be completely untrustworthy. And he has proven that he is completely devoid of any self-critical thought. And he's actually trying to view himself as a victim here, when he's the one who went out and started the conflict to begin with, when there was no conflict to be had. And I'm so done with this guy passing off baseless groundless theories as fact. Yeah, we're talking about Coach Red Wings bullet. But this guy, the thing is he just exudes that personality of some politician that thinks he's slick shit, that he can get away with lying over and over and over again, and that people will just continuously trust him when everything he says is false. Come the fuck on. At least with me, if I'm sitting there and I'm saying, hey, I have a theory on something, I say, I have a theory on this, and here's my reasoning why for this theory. And if someone brings something up that blows my theory out of the water, it's all like, okay, my theory was wrong. Coach Red Wings, however, doesn't do that. He will sit there and try to manipulate information. He will try to add an emotional aspect to it, just like he did with this whole Sargon situation. Because his goal is to take down Sargon, because Sargon doesn't bend a knee to him. And that is the problem with someone who thinks that they're an alpha. And you guys know I hate the whole alpha beta bullshit. But this is a prime example of it. And so I'm going to bring it up. When someone thinks that they are an alpha, when they're actually a beta, they cannot handle competition. Because the only way that they can be alpha, quote unquote, is if no one stops to question them. A real alpha will take on any challenge headlong. A real alpha knows what fights to fight. This motherfucker has no spine. He has absolutely no morals about him. He is trying to take advantage of the division that we're seeing right now. And it makes me sick. He's not an alpha. This guy is as beta as they come. And I'm not basing that off of how he looks, because I've seen plenty of guys that looked like betas that actually were alphas. I have actually seen that. I have seen some guys that looked the part of an alpha, but were absolute betas. So you can't judge a book by its cover. But the thing is when you look at him, he is someone you can judge the book by the cover. He's a little beta cuck that has absolutely no clue what's going on and is afraid of every last thing and every last person and every last independent thought out there, and he is a detriment to anyone who is newly red-pilled. Because people who have been red-pilled for a while will see this guy for what he is: a charlatan, a con artist, snake. Yeah, no, I heard about that bullet. In fact, that's what brought this to my attention, because he's going after Sargon of Akkad and trying to attribute shit to Sargon, when Sargon has on the record multiple times said no. I am not in support of this in any way, shape, or form. And the guy even uses a recording of a discussion between several people in the quote unquote skeptic community that where they even said he was blatantly against it, where he told them to fucking stop doing their bullshit. And then he tried to use that as evidence that Sargon knew about it and he didn't do enough. Here's the thing. That's a guy that pretends to be an alpha, because a pretend alpha has this mentality that an alpha has the last say in everything. That an alpha doesn't consider other people to be people, that they consider them to be underneath them. That is not an alpha. An alpha is someone who just inherently earns other people's respect, who can hold their own in a physical and intellectual fight. That is an alpha. An alpha is just another term for a natural born leader. And quite frankly, I could see Sargon being a leader of some community, but he's not, by his own choice, because he's a lot like me in that regard. I don't want to be a leader. I want to have a discussion. And if people look at me as above them, they're not going to be honest with me. And if I'm looking at people as below me, then I am not going to be able to be honest with them. But there are some people that are at the absolute bottom of the barrel. Coach Red Wings is one. I am absolutely sick and tired of this motherfucker squeaking and squawking and just causing more issues for us to have to fucking solve. Causing more of a mess for us to have to clean. And the fact that he's making us all look bad. So, honestly, guys, I wouldn't listen to Coach Red Wings. He's an absolute motherfucking piece of shit. He deserves absolutely no respect. In fact, he deserves the utmost disrespect from everyone. Because that's all he shows for anyone else, is outright contempt. Quite frankly, I think we need to stop wasting our time with these piles of shit. Like I said, this is a short stream. Don't want it to drag on too long. I'm sure everyone's got their own shit that they gotta go ahead and do since it is the holiday season. I got my own shit to do. Have yourselves a great Christmas. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.